everyone, it's me Luthfia. Today we are going to learn about teacher development. Let's start with developmental processes of teacher learning. There are four terms that the teachers need to know in developmental processes of teacher learning. The first is skill learning. So the teacher needs to develop the basic skills of learning. The second is cognitive process. Teachers formulate assumptions about second language acquisition that stem from their background, experience, and knowledge. The third is personal construction. Teachers actively construct knowledge as new learning and experiences form a personal framework. The fourth is reflective practice. Teachers critically examine and reflect on their own teaching experiences, leading to improvement and further development. Now we will talk about peak performance. There are some tips or strategies to peak performance. The first is believe in yourself. Teaching is no easy profession, so the teacher needs to be convinced that he or she can indeed be a teacher and be excellent one. The second is set realistic goals. There are some ways in setting the realistic goals. Those are read some teacher resource book, design the next task to be more authentic, biased from best with maximum respect. Observe five other teachers, monitor the error treatments in the classroom, and attend professional conferences or workshops. The next strategies or tips is setting priorities. It is crucial that the teachers have a sense of what is most important, what is less important, and everything in between in your profession goals and tasks. The next is taking risks. The key to risk taking as a peak performance strategy, however, is not simply in taking the risks. It's in learning from your failures. When you mix a new technique in the classroom, try a new approach to a difficult student, or make a frank comment to a supervisor, you must be willing to accept possible failure in your attempt. Then you assess all the facets of that failure and turn it into an experience that teach you something about how to calculate the next weeks. The last tips or strategy in peaking performance is reducing and managing stress factor. There are some ways in reducing and managing stress factors. Those include set priorities, know your limitation, learn how to say no when you can, don't take on too much, and balance your personal and professional time. Then we will talk about effective language teacher. There are some characteristics of effective language teacher. These include competent preparation and knowledge of helpful pedagogical principles, experience in teaching and ability to reflect on your practice, willingness to take pedagogical risks in the classroom, readiness to go to extra mile for your students, cultural adaptability and openness to change, excitement to engage in professional development. Classroom observation. There are some ways in observe our classroom. The first is preparing an observation checklist. And the second, video record yourself for later viewing. So while we do the teaching and learning process, we can record ourselves. After recording our teaching and learning process, we can view the recording and assess our success. So we can see our recording and we can analyze our teaching and learning process. Let's synthesize your reflection into a set of personal objectives for the near future. Classroom-based action research. What is action research? So this kind of classroom-based research has commonly been called action research. It is more than simply research conducted by teachers in the classroom. The purpose of action research is to investigate a social environment in which researchers perceive a situation in which a gap exists between the actual and the ideal. There are some ways in doing action research. The first is convert your ideas into specific questions. You may have quite a few ideas about things that you could investigate in the classroom. It is good, keep those creative choices flowing, but in order to able to draw conclusion, your ideas have to be converted into questions that you can answer. The second is operationally define the elements of your questions. Operationals in here means that you have to measurable means for determining something. Next, determine how will you answer the question. So it is include the techniques that we are going to use in the research. Interpret your result appropriately. Teacher collaboration, learning from each other. So in gaining the best teaching method, so the teacher needs to do collaboration or the teacher should learn from each other. There are some ways in teacher collaboration. The first is peer coaching. Peer coaching is a systematic process of collaboration in which one teacher observes and gives feedback to another teacher, usually with some form of reciprocity. The second is team teaching. Team teaching can be defined as a group of two or more teachers working together to plan, conduct, and evaluate the learning activities for the same group of learners. The third, collaborative curriculum development and revision. The process of collaborative design is able to exert an influence on teachers' knowledge and belief as well as their classroom practices. This shared knowledge can act as a challenge to teacher existing belief, leading to the generation of knowledge and improved practice, which then leads to improved learners' outcomes. Presenting at a professional conference. This is an excellent training ground for planning to present at a professional gathering of teachers and that it forces them to prepare and deliver a high quality presentation on a topic of professional interest. Further avenues of professional development. There are some terms in this topic. The first is reflective teaching journal. Reflective journals for teachers are used to help them analyze experiences working with students and relate it to other experiences as well as with theories and methods they were taught. Second, teaching portfolios. The teaching portfolios as an effective way for teachers to reflect upon, describe, and document their teaching philosophy, goals, and achievement. Professional reading on your own. Professional reading, while often overlooked, is an option for professional development that encourages teachers to investigate issues and problems that have arisen in their own teaching experience and search for solutions that will enhance their knowledge and skill base. Writing for publication. One of the most rewarding endeavors in a teacher's life is professional writing for publication. Multiple roles of a language teacher. So in the teaching and learning process, the teacher is not only teaching the student, but he or she have some multiple roles. First is language specialist. Being a language specialist means continuously developing teachers' declarative and procedural knowledge about the language. Being or becoming proficient in using the language and knowing how to teach the language. The second is craft person. Becoming a craft person means continuously working to expand and fine-tune your craft in order to make principled choice and selection of skills and strategies to realize particular curricular ends. The third, the roles of the teacher in the classroom is an artist. Becoming a craft person suggests mostly externally imposed skills through technical training that may be shared by the broader teachers community, but becoming an artist implies a particular personal dimension that recognizes the uniqueness of an individual teacher. The next is intellectual. It is about reflecting and theorizing about language, language learning, and language teaching, constantly forming and reforming your personal theories through various interactions with the students, peers, readings, and other educational discourse. Researchers. Related to being an intellectual is being a researcher, which means carefully, intentionally, and systematically inquiring about and exploring classroom life. Transformative reflectivist. Becoming a transformative reflectivist means constantly engaging in the critical reflection in your own practice. So that's all about the material. If you have a comment or question, you can drop it in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Goodbye.